All right. So thank you, Steph. Does anybody have any questions or objections or anything I can address?
I'm happy to start.
Go ahead. Bring
Okay,
it.
so for me, one of the challenges that I have isn't even a challenge for me, but as I'm coaching my consultants, my associates, and the knee jerk of, well, the investment, is there, what's the least I can invest in? What's the least that they can do? And what is, they might not need this or things like that. I want to talk about some beautiful languaging around understanding how powerful this is, both in the body and in the finances, to help people to get to a place of service and out of not just scarcity mentality, but around the service to the people to whom they share.
Okay, great. So I have two responses. There's two ways of approaching that. One is if you're already really in conversation and you're really talking about, the product and their objection. Is their objection the financial of the product itself, Stephanie? Is that one of the approaches of this?
Or that just how much they're starting with. Like they don't necessarily want to start them with the value pack, even if their goals are weight loss.
Okay, so the conversation with that kind of thing, so first of all, let me just address one piece of it, and then I'm going to go back and talk a little bit more about it. So one of the things you can just say if you're just talking about just the financial part of it, like, oh, I don't want to spend, that much money. I want to spend $600 or $1,000 or $10 a day, 20. I don't want to spend that. So when I ask people, I always just say, how much do you spend, before I even tell them the price? Before I even say the price, or if they ask the price, I say, let me ask you a question. What do you spend on lunch and dinner every day? And then I offer amounts. I'll say, what do you spend on lunch and dinner every day? Do you spend $5, $7, $10, $12? Stephanie, what do you spend on average on lunch and dinner? And I wait for the response. And you might say to me, well, gosh, I go out for my lunch every day, and I find on average people spend about $12 to $15 to $20 on their lunch and dinner, which surprises me. Some people say, well, I'm really frugal, and I bring my food from home, and my wife cooks it, and I just bring my sandwich and my apple. And I still ask the question, well, what do you think that costs? About how much is that? Is that $3 a day? Is it $5 a day? What do you think? And you have to figure it out. Well, okay, you still go to the grocery store, so just give me, it doesn't matter, just give me a number. And people will come up with $5, $7, $10 for lunch and dinner. Yes, okay, great. And remind me again what you told me about how you're feeling, where you have room for improvement in your body and your mind and your spirit. Do you have, is there any wiggle room in your body, in yourself? Do you have any wiggle room to feel even better than you already do? Yeah, I do. Well then, is it worth it to you? If I could show you how to be even healthier than you already are for $10 a day or $15 a day or 20, whichever pack you're talking about, would you be open to hearing more? Everyone says yes, always. And then I can say, well, my recommendation for you, based on what you've told me, is this particular pack. And, I don't try to oversell anybody anything, because I wouldn't want that for me. So I want to make sure they're getting the right food. So I say, I'll customize this for you. And I say to them, I want to make sure you're getting the right products for your body and paying the right amount for your pocketbook. And people love hearing that, because they don't think I'm just selling them something so I can, a rank advance or something. It's not about that, because I want long-term people. I want people to be with me for 16 years, which they are, a lot of them. So does that help? Does that make sense for that part of it? And then I want to address another part of it.
Yes, that's perfect. That's exactly what I do, and I believe, and I love to hear it from someone else, because I always believe that there's that one person who says it in a way that touches your heart. And so thank you for sharing that with me.
You're welcome. And the other part of it that I wanted to address, you guys, is that part of it about asking all the right questions, because I know when I start talking to someone, I mean, yes, we can just, sometimes I'll talk to people and say, hey, I've got an investment opportunity here that I've got to share with you. And then we go right into the money part, and we're talking from a business perspective. Sometimes I just say, hey, I've got a superfood nutrition that I'd really love you to check out, and then I'm talking just about that. But if I'm starting a conversation, I'm creating a relationship, and I'm trying to meet somebody new, or I don't recruit people. I'm a professional friend maker. I really like that idea. I'm making friends, and I want to know about my friend. Stephanie, I want to know about your dog and how he's doing. I want to know what you did in your day-to-day. I want to know what you're doing on the weekend and who you might be dating, because I want to have a relationship with you. So I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. Just imagine, guys, that you're out on a date. Whether you're single or married, doesn't matter. Imagine you're out on a date for the first time, and you're sitting with someone, and all they're doing is talking about themselves. They're great. They've got money. They're good in bed. They're, they know a lot of people. They're name dropping, and they're telling you all the reasons why you should be with them. They haven't talked about you. There's nothing in common yet. They're just talking about themselves. I don't know about you, but that's not a date I want to go on or stay on for sure. But if someone's talking to me and we're finding out that, oh, we like the same movies, and oh, you were in Italy a couple of years ago, what part did you go to? Oh, I went there once, or oh, that's my dream to go there. Or, how many kids do you have? I've got kids. Boy and girl, you've got a boy and girl. Finding that common ground and asking more questions to learn about that person. And in that process, we always uncover the pain points. Yeah, I've got a couple kids, and I really wish I could send them to camp this summer, and at camp just price keeps going up. Or, I'm just really afraid I'm going to be laid off my job. They're cutting things down, and they're firing people, and I just pray that I'm not next, because I've got a family to take care of. So you in conversation, these things come up, and then you can talk about an opportunity, something that you've done. Wow, I'm so grateful that I found a way to create financial freedom for myself so that I can send my kids to camp. And then I shut up. I'll say another word, because they're going to say, what did you do? What is it? And then I've been given permission. So then I can say, I'm partnering with this company that's really made a difference in my life and all of my friends. I'd love to show it to you and get your opinion on it. Would you be willing to take a look at something if I send it to you, and you can tell me what you think? Because I'd love to know what you think. Now I'm asking for their opinion. Now, look at the difference if I'm talking to someone and I say, oh my God, you've got to try this Isagenix. It is so good. It's going to blow your mind. There's a cleanse, there's a shake. It gives you all the nutrients you need. You can't get it from food. So you're just going to take the shake twice a day. And oh my God, you can make money. They pay you for using the product. And if you tell your friends, you tell 2 friends, you're going to make some money. And if they share it, you're going to get a couple $100 right away. You'll pay for your product, and you got to do this. Right? Most people don't care. They don't want to hear that. But the other way of creating that relationship, we're in the relationship marketing business is what we're in. And that's where we can, when people have these objections, we can learn what they are and meet them there and have conversations about it, instead of having to prove our point and you got to buy this, you got to buy this, you got to buy this. Make sense?
1,000%. It's so beautiful. I agree, 1,000%. Oh, Jay has some stuff for you. I love Jay. I'm so happy to hear. I'm going to unmute her. I'm going to mute myself and unmute her.
Hi, Jay.
Hi, Andrea.
How you doing?
I'm great, thanks. I have a question for you, and I will preface the objection with a lot of my network, or I'll just play, opposite or devil's advocate here. Fact-based engineers, science, data type people. Okay. I joined just a few months ago. So you just teed up the relationship side of it. However, there is the, business fact-based side. So that sounds awesome, Jay. Great. Tell me, based on results, often harsh, always fair, what results have you created? How much money have you made? How much product are you getting for free? Or how much weight have you lost or muscle gained, et cetera, et cetera? that's my challenge currently. Thank you for your
Absolutely.
willingness to be down here and help.
Yeah, so that's a really great one, and it's a common one, of course, that also gets asked a lot. And so what you can say if you've just gotten started, let's say you don't have weight to lose. Let's say you've got the most hot body around. Weight's not an issue, but you're talking to someone who does have weight to release. What you can do is you can share someone else's story. I went from a size 2X. I'm not a 2X anymore. I'm not a size 2, but I don't need to be a size 2. I'm a size 12, and I'm happy with that, and I'm still releasing weight even after 16 years. You can look at someone like Cece, who started out at what you can show her picture, her before and after of her and her beautiful husband. They're healthier now than before. You can go to Isagenix.com. There's tons of pictures there of people of their before and after, so you can use someone else's story and just say, weight loss hasn't been my issue, but I've talked to people and I've seen the results. And I can show you these stories, and they're not fabricated. They're the real deal. That the financial part, same thing. You may not be an Isagenix millionaire yet, but you can say, I'm starting a business. I'm starting an opportunity. I'm creating, there's so many ways to approach it. I don't even talk about a business because I find that most people don't want a business or have time for another one. But most people are open to an investment opportunity. So from when I'm talking money to people, I talk about an investment opportunity. Where do you invest? What are you doing with your money these days? Well, I've got some in the bank, but I've got some, in my mutual funds and I play the stock market or whatever people do. I'm investing in marijuana. It's the latest craze. I got money in Amazon, whatever. I've got an investment idea here that might be interesting to you. Are you open to hearing about it? That's another way to talk about it. I'm just starting to invest in it. What I do know, and you can talk about what you just saw tonight, how many people are earning over $1 million in Isagenix. You've just talked to an Isagenix millionaire. I've got people on my team who are making over $2 million a year. My goodness, Cece's upline, Herb and Patty Cepeda, how much are they making, Cece? I don't even know. Jimmy Smith has made over $65 million in this company in 16 years. I think that's the number. It's insane.
They make almost $3 million a year. They exceeded $250,000 a month a few weeks ago.
So those stories are right there, Jay. The stories are right there, and all these people, all of us are available to actually confirm it if somebody needs to confirm it. But it's also available online. You can see the numbers. So sometimes when I'll go into another country, if I'm traveling, and I'll just say, I'm just starting to open my business here. If I'm talking about this, I'm starting to open my business, and I'm looking for people. I'm looking for people who want to get started here. So there's many different approaches that you can use. And Cece, please chime in if you want to add to any of this. Jay, does that help you? Does that help answer your question?
It does. The times that I have shared, it's like, well, that's great. Let me know what your ROI is, or let me know, what you actually create. Because I've heard certainly a million different business opportunities that all are, faith and hope and prayer and this and that. And, let me know how you do. And then I'll come in a few months.
Let them watch. Let them watch. You can say, hey, let's try it together. It's 100% money back guarantee in your first 30 days. You've got nothing to lose. And I can show you how to make $900 really fast. I tell people I can show you how to make $5,000 in 5 weeks. So, in 30 days, if you don't like it, you'll get your money back of what you've spent. That's all you've spent. And let's partner together and see what that looks like. And if someone says, nah, it's like, okay. Do I have permission to still talk to you and let you know what's going on? Absolutely. Cool. And then they watch. That works great with spouses and partners too. Because I'll tell you something, sometimes there's, you've got a partner who says, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't support you. I don't believe in it. But let them watch your transformation on all levels, physical and financial. And then they come around. They always do.
Thank you very much, Andrea.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
So, Andrea, my guests here are saying, what's your niche market? How do you find folks, maybe other than family members, kind of like in a cold market?
Okay, that's a great question. So in the very beginning when I started, my husband and I started 16 and a half years ago, Denise, we literally talked to everybody. We didn't have it. We had no discernment at all. We just talked to, my kids used to say, do you have to talk to everyone about Isagenix? It's like anyone who crossed our path, because we were so passionate and excited. Hi, everybody. Denise, hi. So we just talked to everybody. And over the years, I realized that I don't even want to talk to everybody. I want to talk to the people who I want to partner with now. I realized that if I'm opening a store, I want to be sure that who I'm partnering with, who's going to sit at my round table, my board members are going to be people I want to work with. So those are the kind of people I look for now. And the way I find them, Kathy Coover said this to me. She mentored me my first 2 years in this company. And I won a prize, and I got Kathy Coover to mentor me. She said something to me that I've shared so many times over the years. She said, get off your butt, get out of your office, and go talk to people. Get off your butt, get out of your office, and go talk to people. This was before we were so big on the internet. We didn't have Facebook and all that stuff, LinkedIn. It didn't exist then. But I find for me personally, and you have to find your style, I find that going out and talking to people is the easiest thing for me.
Can I tell you guys what I just did? So two things. So one, Andrea,
yes.
This call was thebomb.com. Thank you so much. You were freaking amazing. And I want everybody to, in the chat box, let her know how amazing she was. Let her know how much we appreciate her. Again, guys, if you all knew what her hourly rate was and the fact that she just donated that hour to us, like seriously, we need to send her some love. Hey,
I just love you guys.
And then the other thing I was going to say, so here's two quick stories. So one, I just started a group here in Cleveland where once a week, and I slacked last week, sorry guys, once a week we're going out to the mall. And we're just going out together as a group of friends in the mall, and we just connect with people. And it's not like we're looking for people, right? We're connecting with people. We're actually practicing the past, present, future script. And if you guys are not familiar with past, present, future, Denise or Stephanie, please share that with the group so that everybody has it. But literally, a group of us, we just go to the mall and we just practice that script. Just as I was listening to you guys in my ear, coming over here in the Uber, just as I was in the Uber, I was telling my Uber driver, I kept talking to you guys, right, like out loud, and she would say, huh, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm talking on the phone. And then I was saying, yeah, both my meetings started at, 5 o'clock, West Coast time. Like, both my meetings started at 5 o'clock. She was like, as I was getting out, she was like, don't work so hard. I was like, oh my God, you don't understand. I'm having so much fun. And she was like, well, what do you do? I said, oh my gosh, I help people create a full-time income and part-time hours from home. And she was like, I need to do that. I'm driving Uber. I don't have a job right now. I'm driving Uber, and it takes so much time away from me. And I would love to do something like that. Can you help me? Guys, people, I've said it before. You guys have heard me say people are praying for what we look for. Now, does that mean she'll get started with me? No, it doesn't mean that. But because I just was willing to open my mouth. Oh, sorry. And then on the plane, I pulled out my shake and I started making my shake. It's the end of my cleanse, right? So I pulled out my shake. I'm drinking my shake, and these folks are next to me like, oh my God, we're so hungry. Oh my God, what is that? What are you eating? And they're like, can we look at the packet? Oh my God, this is this is that. And I just talked about my superfood nutrition. And they're like, well, can you share it with me? Absolutely. Oh, they happen to be both travel nurses. Guys, it's what Andrea just said. Get out of the house, right? Get out of the house. Just meet people. Like, I wasn't trying to prospect anybody. In fact, I was trying to watch Beyonce on the plane. They started talking to me. Again, I wasn't talking to my Uber driver. She, or overhearing me, it was a part of the conversation. But at the end of the day, get out, meet people, talk about what you do. I shared on the call on Friday how I walked into the gym, and the woman was like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in a while. Cece, I haven't seen you in a while. And I'm like, how's your workout going? Well, it's fine. I do it 5 days a week. But man, if I could just get my stomach as flat as yours, I'd be so happy. Or are you open to learning about the Superfood Nutrition Program that helps me do that? Right, guys? So literally, it's just, somebody said this to me the other day and I held it. It said, I don't go out to do my business. I'm doing my business while I'm out. Mm-hmm. Right? And just as you're out talking to people, just it's all about, are you open? My favorite word, are you open? Are you open? Are you open? Okay. That's it.
No,
That's all I got.
beautiful. And it's connecting. It's just connecting with people. And so thank you for that, Cece. And the other side of that, there are a lot of people who aren't comfortable with that. It's just not their jam. So if you're the person that likes to work online and that's better for you, I've got some millionaires on my team who that's how they built their business, strictly online. When their kids go to sleep at night, they stay up till 2 in the morning and they're just connecting with people all over the world. And they're making friends on Facebook. Again, professional friend maker. They're not hitting people up going, hey, I got an opportunity. You want to find out what it is? It's just making a connection. Oh, I see that we've got a friend named Cece in common. How do you know her? Oh, I met her here. She was teaching there and like whatever. Oh, cool. I met her in Las Vegas. I was doing a talk. And then we have a conversation about how we both met Cece and we know her. And, oh, where do you live? Well, what's the weather like there right now? Do you have kids? Do you work out? There's something called FORM, F-O-R-M, that we follow. That's great, even if you're dating. The F is for, okay, now I'm going to forget what it's even for.
Where are you from?
From, thank you, where you're from. The O, you guys tell me because I can't remember what they are now. The O is occupation, the R is recreation, and the M is, what's the M?
Mission or mission. Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you into?
Or motivation. Either
motivation, like what rocks your boat, right? So it's just finding those points that they're interested in that you have in common. You can do that online as well. And I'll tell you something, some of the relationships I've been cultivating are 1, 2, 3 years in. They all know what I'm doing. I've mentioned Isagenix. They sounded like they didn't really want to hear about it. I've offered the opportunity. They've seen it. Not for them. I'm cultivating the relationships. I've had people come into my business 7 years, literally 7 years after watching me. I've had people come in 1.5 years after watching me and become active earners in Isagenix. So don't ever close the door on anybody. Don't ever close the door.
Denise, how long did it take from the first time we ever talked about the word Isagenix until you joined our business?
Right? 3 years. 3 years.
Right. Exactly.
There you go.
Oh, who are those beautiful people sitting there next to you? Hi, beautiful people.
Hi, Cece.
Hi, how are
I heard I was on the talk, a couple weweeks ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tell me your name.
My name is Skylar Thomas.
Hi,
This is my husband,
Skylar.
Greg.
Hey, Greg. How you doing?
Good.
Cool. I can see you guys. You can't see me because I don't look. I'm in the bathroom at
But
the
we see your
MGM
pretty
Grand.
picture, though. We see
Oh,
your
good.
pretty picture.
Oh, well, good. Yeah. That's a good version. Well, I'm so glad that you guys are hanging out with us today.
I
Welcome.
heard some great things.
Okay. So I'll take one more question because we are at the end of the hour here. If anyone has one more burning question, I'd love to help you with that. Or Cece and I both can.
No, I'm actually going to hang up now, you guys. But I love you. I'm going in. I'm going to get some good tips for us, and then I'm going to share them with everybody. Okay?
I love you, Twinnie.
I love you, Twinnie. I see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Anybody else?
And I do have a question just for you personally.
Go ahead, Denise.
What's your motivation after sharing Isagenix for nearly 16 years? Why do you do it so passionately? What motivates you daily to really want to get out and talk with folks about it? Because right now you could be doing almost anything in the world. What makes you motivated to share Isagenix?
I'll tell you a real story that just happened yesterday, Denise. This is why I keep doing it. And it's been almost 17 years, actually. And
Wow.
it's a good question. Like, why? Because you're right. I don't have to be doing this. You met Karen at the last Cepeda event. And when Karen was it was a dear friend of mine who I talked to for a year. And finally she said she wanted to do it. And she came to an event. Denise got to meet her. And I'm telling you the details because they're important, guys. Mm-hmm. Karen got really excited at the event because events do that. They give us a lot of information and excite us. And she went home and she was ready to start sharing. And about a week after she got home, her mom was rushed to the hospital. And long story short, within 48 hours, she found out her mom was dying.
Wow.
And her mom has been in the hospital ever since. And she literally passed away this morning at 4:03 this morning.
Oh my.
And Karen just told me yesterday, and I'm telling you guys this for a reason.
Yeah.
She talked to me yesterday and she said, I think Mom's got just a couple more days. Well, Mom only had a few more hours. Now, through this time, Karen kept calling me. I stayed in touch with her because she's my friend, right? It wasn't just Isagenix. I care about her, so I was checking in on her. And we would talk on the phone. We had goosebumps. And she kept saying, this is so hard for my dad. And I go into the cafeteria with him. Well, you know, we go take a break because our parents have been married 50-something years. And she said, we go take a break. And she goes, I'm watching the doctors and the nurses, Andrea, and they're eating crap in the cafeteria. And they don't look healthy, and they're working long hours, and they look tired. And they're the doctors and nurses taking care of my mom and everyone else in this hospital. They need Isagenix, and they don't even know there's an option. So she started talking to the nurses. And then she called me yesterday, what she told me when she thought Mom still had 2 days to live, or a couple days it was what hospice said. She said, you know what? And she was in tears. She said, I'm watching what's happening. The healthcare system is horrible. They're trying to move Mom to this and do that, and it's all governed by insurance and Medicare, and you know they can't do this, but they can do that. And she's saying, I'm seeing what people with a lot of money can do, and people who are just average income or not a lot of money can't do. And she said, my dad is suffering on all levels because of that. And she said, Andrea, oh my gosh. She said, Andrea, I'm more determined now than even before you talked to me about Isagenix, about helping more people, because she said this, I quote her, she said, I don't want anybody to go through what my dad is going through because he can't afford the care that my mom deserves. And a few hours later, her mom died. This is why I keep doing Isagenix, Denise. This is why I will never, ever stop. This is why I've looked at other companies, not with the intention to go there, because I'm not attracted by shiny objects. I know when I'm home, I know where there's integrity, I know where there's results, I know where there's proof, and I'm not straying. Not after 17 years. And I still use the same old vanilla vegan shake every morning. I don't get bored of it. And I love food. I'm a foodie, so it's not like I was just boring and pleased with everything. But this is why I keep doing it. And when someone tells me I gave this to my child, and my child went nonverbal after their 18-month vaccination, they went nonverbal, and they haven't spoken for 10 years, and I got them on Isagenix and started feeding them healthier because we can't make medical claims, and it's not just Isagenix, but she started feeding her child healthier, and now after 10 years, the child's speaking with perfect language. You tell me where else you can find something like that. Now, it's not just the Isagenix. I have to be really clear because we can't say Isagenix did that. She started understanding about health and wellness and other foods and what's healthy and what's not. So I could go on and on and on and on and on with my stories. But that's why I'm still here, and that's why I'll never stop. And what I can do in the world with the extra income that I get and the example I set for my adult children of mom who lost her husband after 30 years, and here I am, vibrant and excited about life, and I don't use the word single, I'm an independent woman, and I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of what I can do in the world and how I can help and serve and how I can be here and right now and pour love and belief into you guys. Wow. Because I don't even know the people that you know. I don't know how far your fingers can travel, how far your hearts can travel. But together we make a difference on this planet. That's why I'm not giving up or ever stopping.
Andrea, we love you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
That was so beautiful.
I'm only a little bit passionate about this stuff.
Drop the Zoom mic. Drop the Zoom mic.
Wow.
There are very few people who touch my mind and my heart and my spirit as much as you do, Andrea. And one thing I find about Isagenix is it attracts people of integrity, intelligence, quality, and caring. And that blows me away when I go to events, and I love meeting the people to my left and the people to my right. And I just want to thank you for your generosity of heart and spirit with us today and every single day. And just thank you.
I'm just so pleased. And again, I want to reiterate, I'm not financially linked to you. So no matter what you do, it doesn't benefit me in any way, shape, or form. But you know what benefits me? Here's what benefits me. Like I said, and I could cry. I know that if I've moved you and you're going to move and help one person, that ripple effect makes a difference on our planet, and it affects everything and everyone on our planet. And so for that, I'm grateful to be able to share my knowledge and information with you. So again, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening, and thank you for sharing this gift of Isagenix. I love your smiles. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye. See you next week.